setting it up with the schedule and a little tricky. But I slept last night, so I'm going to speculate as to why that was, because that is it's an important important information. And I think I'm going to do the live streams. I'm going to put them up for 30 minutes before I get on to kind of allow people to congregate and ask questions and give people time to show up so that there's actually people here when I go live. Because what I'd love to have happen is I spend 30 minutes to an hour and a half every day talking with a bunch of y'all about what I'm going to be doing. And then I spend another hour and a half. So that'd be a 3 hour chunk in the beginning of the day, but 2 3 hour chunk, which I think is appropriate. So I would spend an hour and a half talking to y'all, answering your questions, taking notes, and I spend another hour and a half typing up the book or doing additional research. Like yesterday, I said I was going to research the connection between autoimmunity, excess iron, circadian rhythm disruption, inflammation, nutrient deficiency, vitamin D3 metabolism, Adderall, Vyvanse, caffeine, paracetam, choline, B complex vitamins, ketosis, carbs, exercise metabolism, ATP production, and the chemicals involved in that, mitochondrial health, methylene blue, green tea catechins, and polyphenols. Good reminder for me to take a sip on some. Meditation, fasting, ADHD, raw liver, fish eggs, enzymes, gut microbiome, etc. Um, I wonder if the hair gel ingredients could seep into the glass and then cause contamination that way. And borosilica glass, no. Should probably make hair gel with the same jar I'm drinking green tea out of. So I don't know if that's something I should consider, because there's glycerin in the hair gel that could get into. I mean, if the glass was porous at all, I don't know if there's any porosity between those, and it probably wouldn't even cause me issues until way later. But it would just be a little, maybe like the slightest bit. Like I was still able to recover my sleep the first time I did Carnivore, doing. No, I'm not Ed Gein. I don't know who Ed Gein is. I'm Devin Young. So I was still able to recover my sleep pretty much entirely the first time I did Carnivore, despite consuming energy drinks and taking vitamins and supplements that had magnesium stearate in them, because I would stop taking them for periods of time. I would rest a lot more. I hadn't drank as much. Like I started kind of drinking, like not like semi regularly. Like honestly, like there were periods of time where I would drink like once a week for like a few months, and then take some time off. And then I take some time off, and then I stopped drinking entirely like a year ago. I just was like, I'm not gonna ever touch the stuff again in any capacity. A little over a year ago, because I had two cavities diagnosed in my mouth, and I was like, I swear to God, that was like alcohol, because like I drank a bit over the last period of my last insomnia episode, because sometimes drinking would make me pass out, and I knew that was really bad, but I just didn't really, I don't know, I didn't really care, because I already had gotten used to drinking socially, and like It's like, well, drinking didn't give me insomnia, so I'd still drink like once a month, once every 2 months, because it would like knock me out sometimes. And I'm also just super screwballs in my head from not sleeping so much. So, howdy, Mason. Please shout out, please. Howdy, Mason. Um, Hi, Red Tail Hawk, LES. So I am just kind of super screwballs in the head, but I've been doing strict beef, salt, and water for like the past year, really, really strictly. And for the past like, it's kind of hard for me to remember, but I think like I went to Mexico with my family. Like I'm literally trying to remember. I'm like, was that last year or 2 years ago? Because my memory is screwballs. Like I literally I've just I barely slept for like the last week, and then I got like 10 straight hours, 12 straight hours, like 11, probably 11 straight hours. Slept from like 11:50 to 11:30, and last night, which was really nice. And I think that could have been due to uh um magnesium. No. Raw. I took liver capsules because I have kind of trouble digesting large quantities of raw liver still. Like my digestive system has taken a while to come back, and I think that that's just due to the honestly, like by comparison to other people in my 20s and just other adults that drink casually or have like a beer or two a week or something. Like I was like barely touching this stuff, and I feel like just that amount of alcohol consumption, because I never drank before I did carnivore the first time and fixed the insomnia. I'd like never drank before. And I think this is one of the reasons I have the iron on accumulation theory, because or I think iron accumulation over time and subsequent stress on the cells that relies on heightened metabolism in order to prevent the consequences of the excess iron from manifesting fully. Because this time around it's just so much harder. Like it's so much harder to do anything. And but I'm still coming back though, and my brain function actually now is better than it has ever been in my entire life. Like honest to God, like right now I feel and I still feel so sleep deprived and so tired and so messed up, but the amount of fasting I've done, I feel like it's clearing out, because the only thing I can think of is that's the fasting and the green tea and the meditating and the breath work and the walking and the metabolic. Like everything I'm doing is to raise my metabolism. So I am just trying to like get my metabolism as high as possible. I want to be burning the most calories throughout the day. And right now on average I eat 4,000 calories a day. Like maybe 5,000 at most, like 4,000 to 5,000 on average, but I spend a lot of time fasting. So the days I eat, I'll eat like 6 pounds of ribeye, 7 pounds of ribeye, and then I'll fast for like half the week. And I'll spend half the day eating like, and so it averages out to like 3 pounds, 3.5 pounds of like really fatty ribeye a day, which is about 4,000 to 5,000 calories. And I'm just trying to push that as high as possible, because that's what I did the last time I was on carnivore. My metabolism was also higher, and high metabolism prevents iron accumulation at the cellular level, because it just does. Like you're going through so much ATP, like it creates this buffer. Like high metabolism also, if you can maintain high metabolism, like this is how you see people who are really fit into their like 50s, 60s, 70s. And I've talked to so many people about this because I make a point to anytime I meet people, because people have all the information. So I'm like, I want to go talk to people so I can get all the information. So if I see someone who's really fit and like looks old, like I literally go talk to them and like figure out what's up. And the thing that old fit people do is they maintain high metabolism. Like they became very athletic when they were younger, and then they just maintained it. by walking every day, by doing push-ups every day, like just something every day. Like there's some activity they do every day. That's really like all it is. It comes down to like what you do every day. And basically they just got really fit and then they just maintain that with like non-stressful exercise that doesn't injure them. Cause like that's the other thing I run into with athletes is that, and that's why I talk to so many old athletes, because athletes, man, we're one heck of a group of people. Like we'll destroy ourselves for some medals and like keep pushing till our bodies break down, then take a bunch of steroids. I haven't done this personally, but I see the temptation. My body started breaking down without my intervention. So I never had to go seek it out like these guys do. They go admirably seek out the destruction of their minds and bodies. It came on me naturally, so I don't need to seek it out. So I get where they're coming from. Like I know I understand that trying to find the edge feeling that athletes have. I just found the edge way faster and through an unrelated route to athleticism and injuries and just insomnia. So I'm like, okay, how do I even continue as an athlete, pushing myself and getting injured? I'm joking, but like kind of, I mean, like I have like a rib injury that I'm recovering from with push-ups and body weight exercises. I have, um, like I have a lot of like I injured my groin last year and I made a video about that. My brother like broke my arm accidentally with an arm bar, like a leg using the leg to arm bar the arm from Kesagatame. Um, I think he thought I was invincible because he'd never tapped me before. So he was just like, there's no way it's gonna break, and then like crack. It didn't like bend backwards like all the way, but it was like a pop, and like it still hurts. Like I'm still rehabbing this thing almost a year later with pull-ups. And like it's a little annoying. But like so I'm just rehabbing myself with pull-ups. Like I'm trying to use what I've learned from all these old-time athletes because and that's why I'm even thinking about writing this book, The God Engine, as like two separate books, like The God Engine, then Weak to Warrior. Maybe I'll just write it as one giant volume, but there's two sections to it. Like there's the Weak to Warrior section in the back, which explains my method of getting and staying in shape because it's really essential to my whole philosophy because I don't really like I don't know what to do about this insomnia besides get my metabolism as high as possible. Because that's what I did when I was 16. I had like erectile dysfunction because I wasn't sleeping at all, and like my hormone production went to shit, and I was like, am I even going to go through puberty properly if I can't get my hormone production under control? So I found Christopher Walker and his work on thermo, like anabolic men. Um, Great guy, Christopher Walker. Go look into Christopher Walker, man. I mean, that guy and his work studying Ray Pete really like that was my initial salvation. That was the initial like, holy shit, there's someone else who's learned something that he can tell me in my time of need that will at least take me from zero sleep to some sleep. And that's what did it was like I took like ashwagandha and Makuna pruriens mixed in applesauce for like 2 years with like a bunch of different thermo principles being applied. And raising my metabolism worked, but I ran into an issue there where I just kept on getting so much inflammation. This is where I don't think I'm a carbo type. I'm a protein type. Like my body does better in deep ketosis, but I hadn't figured out how much salt I need. I'm actually gonna cap myself some salt and take some salt, and then probably use the bathroom and then come back and just keep this going because this is, for me, this is like a daily thing. Like I'm just gonna be showing up every day and talking and writing and making some progress because this is a continuation of my lion diet sleep optimization series. I just kind of figured I needed to write the book now too because I have the ability to. Like I do have the ability now. Like now that I've like slept for a month and done the 4.5 day fast and like my brain is kicked back in. So now I'm just like I really understand the need to make hay while the sun's shining. Like, you don't have your health, strength, and vitality forever. This shit is not guaranteed, you know? Like, it's not like you just always have the opportunity to act and create things. So now that I have the opportunity to act and create things, I'm just gonna create as much as possible. Create the supplement line, create the insomnia course. I mean, like even the fact that I created the insomnia course for myself before I ever before this last episode, I made this is this is literally how the timing worked out, which is crazy to me. But it kind of makes sense. I mean, like, because I wasn't entirely focusing. Like, I kind of stopped focusing primarily on the insomnia problem for a while because I just had so many other problems going on that, I mean, like, I don't know. I need to figure it out. So I was like, I don't know how to optimize my health right now, or I didn't feel like I was able to. And I just got married and COVID and like I was worried the world was going to end and like there was just so much stuff going on that I kind of like stopped focusing on it and then I just got out of shape over the course of like 2 years. Like I started I kind of fell into the oh, focusing on my health and fitness is irresponsible. How could I do that? Like how could I work on being a better athlete when I have like a wife who's pregnant with like a second baby to provide for, like I have 2 kids, like, I had these kids when I was, like, 21, 22. Like, how can I like, go focus on being an athlete? And then because I wasn't, my metabolism just dipped. So even though I've been off of carnivore and kinda feeling like shit because I would drink occasionally. Oh, I gotta show you the God Engine. I made that right before the last, Insomnia episode. Came about 2 years ago. Like, that's 2 years old right at the beginning of the last episode. And I literally have like referred back to that wall healing myself now just to be like what do I do? Like I mean like literally like one example would be like I haven't taken Adderall in 2 weeks. I haven't taken caffeine in 2 weeks. I haven't consumed any stimulants in 2 weeks and I've just been fasting and then I ate a bunch of food and I couldn't sleep and then I've been fasting again and it's like been 2 weeks and I haven't slept at all and I have no idea what to do. And I take the supplements or I don't take the supplements. I'm not taking any stimulants because taking stimulants would make me not sleep and I already can't sleep and I feel like I'm gonna die and I have no idea what to do. And then I look at the chart and then I'm like, well, I haven't been taking stimulants for 2 weeks. It's the one thing that's changed. So I'll just go from no stimulants to stimulants and I'll see if that creates movement. And then I took caffeine and Adderall and I passed out for 12 hours. This is the first sleep I got in 2 weeks. And it's like that sounds, and also like same B vitamins, like taking them, not taking them, pulsing these things, eating and fasting, like really like I've really relied on this. And that's why I'm writing this book right now, because I'm still relying on this. And I feel like I need to take time away to really research what this even is and reflect on it. And the only way to articulate that reflection is to write a book because there's just simply too much information. Like I recorded 100 pages of voice to text notes over a year. What was this? This was like over a year ago. I think this is around a year ago I did this or so. I don't really remember. I'd have to go back and find the notes, which I probably dated, which is always a good thing to do. Always date your notes because you might get retrograde amnesia because of not sleeping for like 2 years or barely sleeping for 2 years. So then you might have to try to piece together what events happened in what order for yourself if you're getting sued or something. Like, I don't know. I'm not getting sued, but I just like if I was being sued right now and it really mattered when I'd done things over the last 2 years, I don't even want to say that. I mean, that kind of, but maybe I'm baiting you into suing me so I can countersue you for legal fees and then destroy you. So I don't know. Be wary. I'm a tricky bastard. But I don't know. I mean, like, things matter and stuff. So it's best to keep that in mind. But basically, though, oh, I kind of lost my train of thought. But when I get back, there's a question that was in the insomnia group, or not insomnia group, the Lion Diet group uncensored that I created. And I'm gonna go answer that question because I think it's a really good question. And then I'm probably gonna do some Um, I'm still tired and I gotta like go do some exercise today and like eat some food and like go for a walk and like read a book so I can feel like a person because I feel really agitated because like I just didn't like I slept like an average like an hour a night for like a week because I wasn't really sleeping that well when I was doing the 4.5 day fast either, and I just kept on pushing through because I wanted the brain function, and I feel like that really gave me the brain function. So now I'm running on that brain function, but I'm just really, I don't know. I want to get back to normal sleep, but I got to recrystallize the paracetam because that's the last thing that I was doing when I was sleeping really well, which I have in the videos linked in the previous videos because I haven't put those links in this video yet. So go to previous videos, my channel, you find the paracetam and lion diet series, which is the first daily series I made focusing on me specifically dealing with this sleep problem in my ongoing projects. And I just kind of fallen in love with that way of making videos because I'm I'm working on a more articulate version of everything that's on this channel right now in the book and in just trying to get my life in order so I can kind of show the principles to people through getting my life in order and just documenting like what I'm doing as someone who's rehabilitating himself from horrible insomnia and autoimmune conditions. And then at the same time, I can also like it just helps fielding questions from people because I mean, I probably it's just encouraging, like knowing that other people have these problems as well, and I'm not alone in having these problems, and that me doing this is helping people. Like the thing that kicked off the daily live stream series was a live stream I did of about a post I made in the Lion Diet group to help Jordan Peterson. And there's just so much attention going to it that I did a live Q&A, and I was like, oh, this is really cool. Like people can actually come and ask me questions on the Q&A. And I found someone else who had like terrible insomnia and like talked to him, and that was really cool. And like he's gonna get a free copy of the book when it's done, but like it's just cool. So I like this way of sharing, and they can leave these up. And then I can also make other videos as well because it's really like getting in the pattern of daily video making. And I'm also gonna probably on this live stream I'm gonna make a Instagram video because I want to test a hypothesis with Instagram because I want to like publish this as God Engine as a book, and I want to actually like publish it. I want to have like really like I imagine like leather bound amazing copies of this in like a year, and whether I have to get that with Kickstarter or if I can get that through like if I can get it published initially. Like I don't really, it's just I'm writing the book and I make daily videos and they're kind of the same thing at this point because the daily videos are about optimizing my sleep and the book's about optimizing my sleep. And at this point, I'm like, I'm already spending so much time thinking about optimizing my sleep and then wanting to like produce something from it because it's just dominated my life and I want like people to understand. But my dad also has cancer. So I'm trying to health coach him through having cancer while I'm dealing with this. I'm like, if I could just produce a book that would help people and like myself, because then I could refer back to it like I did that image when I had, if I have issues again in the future, which I probably will, but I can, if I keep doing the plan in the book and documenting that. I mean, I don't know. I feel like the only hope I have of really making it to a an old age happily is figuring this stuff out, or I don't know, interviewing that woman who does Carnivore, who's been doing Carnivore for like 86 years. But like, I mean, I got through college because I studied neuroscience and I already knew pretty much all the neuroscience stuff from studying insomnia throughout high school. Like, it's sort of like, this is kind of like my way of being in the world at this point. I'm like, if I don't, like, literally just me, I'm just filming the process that goes on in my head continually and I'm directing that towards a book. And that's the whole thing. And same with the supplements, it's the same with like optimizing myself, but like optimizing myself as an athlete, very, very, very important. because I don't even think I made it through the list. I'm just ranting because like I'm tired because my brain's turned on, but I'm still like got lagging. Like, so like a whole thing. Well, I put in the water was snake juice. So that's potassium. I'm taking sodium. So I took Vyvanse today. So I'm kind of supporting that with electrolytes. But I had to be doing that anyway because electrolytes, salt, very, very helpful. And that was one of the things Matthew Walker, Christopher Walker turned me on to. Matthew Walker is the sleep guy who doesn't, his advice did not help me. Christopher Walker's advice did though, and he's a proponent of salt, as am I. Salt is huge. I take way more salt, which is like the reason I ran into issues on ketosis. I did a ketogenic approach from like 14 to 16, which improved my sleep initially, but then, and I'm gonna go back and like make a whole timeline of this, and like this is just all it's like I don't know. It's like remembering. It's kind of like why I'm doing this to kind of like bring myself back to myself after 2 years of not sleeping because I don't really remember a lot of stuff and it's just really irritating. So I'm just devoting this time instead of just continuing on and kind of developing a personality that's like a retrograde shell of myself. I'm gonna devote hours a day to remembering how I got here via these videos and recording it for the help and benefit of other people who are going through the same thing. Because it makes me feel not insane that you're going through it too. So, though I have now found studies on fatal insomnia, which I believe I linked below. I linked in other videos that I've made. You just look up like the fatal insomnia videos on my channel. I linked those studies because there's other people. It's not documented now, and I've documented it on my channel. And there's so much on my channel at this point that I just need to write a book and continue documenting because I've also fallen in love with the technology. Like I said, I'm launching the book because, like, why write the book if I'm not going to put some energy into launching it? I anticipate people watching my YouTube channel for business advice later. I mean, I plan on really taking over the autoimmune, health compromised, cancer supplement industry because howdy, Akintola. So because that way I can actually get the funding to like continue studying this and providing for myself and like also providing for like instability in the future. Like, and that's even part of the YouTube channel is recruitment. Like ultimately I see a lot of the people who grow up watching my YouTube videos because young people watch my YouTube videos coming to work for me and sort of pre-selecting people based on this. So this is just you need outreach as a organization, and I just like I want to try to consume only grass-fed ribeye. Like I want to really figure out what's going on with like Michaela Peterson's issues, Jordan Peterson's issues, my issues, like these issues people have that cause them to only eat beef, salt, and water diets for long periods of time. And then like I developed issues on that same diet from the energy drinks and from magnesium stearate supplements, but it takes time, which is why I even brought up the point like 20 minutes ago about the pores in the glass. That's something I got to address at some point. And that's why I'm documenting all of this as well, because this is something for me to go back to if I ever develop issues again, because I developed brain issues before I developed sleep issues. So I sort of lose the energy to really think about this analytically, but I feel like that was due to iron redistribution kind of ongoing, which I drink a lot of green tea to deal with, but maybe not enough. Who knows? I'm gonna come back and leave your questions down below if you want me to come back. I have to go take a little intermission, go pee. My wife's calling, but I'll be back in like 5 minutes, and we can continue, and I will continue writing and see if I ever get to writing. Hello. I'm in the middle of the live stream. What's up? I'm good. Taking a 5 minute break to go pee. Ah, and I'm back. So I did go back to, since I'm taking Vyvanse today and I haven't been sleeping, my stress levels are high. I am kind of hitting a live rosin dab pen little bits throughout the day, like microdosing that, because that makes it kind of chills the stress response out, so it helps me get to sleep. Like that could also be why I got to sleep last night as well. But yeah, the glass thing. I'm just gonna look that up. I'm gonna use ChatGPT to look that up because I use ChatGPT as like a better Google, and I can just, since I'm already recording this for posterity's sake, it makes it productive, which is kind of the whole point of doing this. Um, can glass absorb chemicals and leach them into hot food later, even after being cleaned? No, it wouldn't. So, which makes sense because glassware and chemistry, when you do NMR analysis, then you know exactly. Like you do gas, like chromatography, you know exactly what's going on. So, I guess drink my tea without fear and drink my snake juice water without fear. So, I'm just gonna start a new page and get into answering questions. Oh, I said I was gonna get to the group questions, so I'm just creating a new page for my notes and dating it. And it is October 17th. So, glass is inert and does not absorb and leach chemicals into food when heated. So why did I eat last night? Let me say, number one hypothesis, vitamin D3, 4 squirts, and liver capsules first thing in the morning. 2 kombucha bottles of long, steeped, organic gunpowder green tea. 3 diagrams instead of Adderall. 4 spring water instead of bottled water. 5. If any of my old insomnia health coaching clients are watching this or do watch this, this is what I was trying to get you guys to do. This is the level of autonomy I was trying to teach. Because it's the level that's necessary, because it's just fucking hard. Like, that's what I meant. Like, I meant I could show you the way, but I could only show you the way. I couldn't walk the way for you. I health coached a lot of people who made significant progress and then would get essentially stuck and frustrated and end up continually giving up on themselves. And they just weren't paying me enough. And I had a family support, and I actually was developing insomnia at the time. Like, my health was declining. And so I made an insomnia course to kind of put out there as like a last ditch effort to help people with insomnia. And then the people that showed up to the call didn't buy. And then I developed insomnia. Like, it got full blown insomnia again, like right like that night. Like, that was like one of like the beginnings of the episode, or like it just going. And it hasn't really stopped since. Like, I was having occasional no sleep before then it just kicked off like right after the last webinar. And I was like, oh man, oh man. So then eventually, I started carrying the supplement line because I couldn't rehabilitate myself with the supplements that were available to me. Like, I needed a B complex vitamin that like didn't have magnesium stearate. And I made one, and I have solid poops now consistently for the first time ever on Carnivore, and the first time in years. And that's amazing. And now that I've just been taking those supplements and a few others, I have vitamin D I'm going to be making. I'm on my last bottle of the stuff I used to get, which is the Nature's Life Drops of Sunshine. But now that just says organic extra virgin olive oil and MCT oil. But it doesn't say, you can see that, and MCT oil. It doesn't say MCT oil from coconut, which is what the other one said. So that could give me insomnia. If I just consume any soy, I'm not going to sleep for like a freaking week. So I'm not going to do that unless I absolutely have to. And I have pure vitamin D that I'm going to mix into my own MCT oil later this week, while I'm also recrystallizing the paracetam in order to go back on paracetam and lion diet protocol, which is what I documented in my earlier video series. And yeah, so that's the plan there. And again, that's the same God engine sort of reasoning, because paracetam has opposite effects to Vyvanse or Adderall on the NMDA receptor. And I already know there's a connection between total insomnia and the NMDA receptor via the disease of anti-NMDA receptor encephalopathy. But even if I hadn't figured that out or read about that like 4 months ago, I would still believe that because of my experience with using paracetam off of Carnivore. Like, before I went on Carnivore the first time, I started taking paracetam as a last ditch effort to keep my brain working. And it worked, and I started sleeping better. So I already suspected there was a connection between the pharmacological effects of paracetam and insomnia. and they have opposite effects to Adderall. So I feel like switching between those is very much in that spirit of that switching. And that could even be why Adderall eventually helped me sleep better when I first started taking it, because of other dysfunction related to maybe underactivity of the NMDA receptor or something. Understimulation, chronic understimulation of the NMDA receptor. I don't really. Maybe it actually does kind of feel like that because I felt overstimulation of the NMDA receptor before by taking paracetam and Adderall at the same time, which is a horrible, horrible, horrible feeling. Never do it. It's like the worst headache ever, and it's like being nauseous and ripped apart. And I just took tons of magnesium because that chills that out, and then it kind of chilled out over like 6 hours. But that could have been what I was suffering from before I got a prescription for Adderall, due to chronic gut issues, most likely, because the gut issues, I believe, were primary in causing that. Spring water instead of bottled water. Anything else that I did? Bum, 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 bum. They say THC, live rosin, dampen, relaxation, do, 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 do. And then just general fatigue. So I'm just gonna write continue with vitamin D3 and liver capsules free morning with fans while preparing. This is also like the only way I can really get consistent work done on a specific topic, because I keep having like my organizational habits disrupted by not sleeping. So it's like I used to do like weekly reviews where I would go over all my paperwork and kind of like had the system where I would just kind of organize stuff and stay on top of things. That's all gone to pieces. So I don't even know where the end begins. So I'm just starting with like, I have this need. So I'm going to turn this into the central organizing feature of my life, because I have to figure out how to sleep consistently and it's taking up most of my thought process. So I'll just document that while writing the book, because that's like at least I'm being productive, then like at least I'm making it productive by putting the ideas and process by which I'm doing this out there in a way it's because I know it's relatable to people, basically, from the Michaela Peterson, the post I made to Michaela Peterson about Jordan Peterson and the subsequent live stream. I was like, okay, this would have an audience. So I think that's what I'm doing with this. Are you sleeping now? I slept last night. I had like crap sleep. So I basically, up until, you can go back through my Lion Diet sleep optimization video series, the Paracetam and Lion Diet video series. I'll probably make those all a part of a general series just called like Fixing My Sleep. But I kind of just go over like every day, like, did I sleep? How much did I sleep? How much am I sleeping? Why do I think this is? What am I gonna do about it? How did that work? And like, so I did sleep last night, and I went over why I think I did. I think it was the liver capsules and vitamin D taken first thing in the morning. I think that may be, and then not taking Adderall, but just taking Vyvanse instead. I think that, and then the 2 kombucha bottles of green tea, which I still need to drink more green tea. It's like work. It is work drinking this much green tea. Like, it is just legitimately a lot of hard work to consume this much of this substance. But it makes me sleep and it makes my brain turn on. So it's just what it is. And like, oh my God, like but I have to make it this specific way. Like, I think one of the other problems I ran into was that I just like tea. So, because I've been drinking so much green tea, made this particular way, my green tea advice is spot on. Get gunpowder, like organic gunpowder green tea, whole leaf. Get one of these steeper things on Amazon and steep it for like 30 minutes, like 1 tablespoon for 30 minutes, and then drink that because it turns that color because it gets all the catechins and polyphenols in it. Well, because what it's doing is it's sucking up all the iron that was making your mitochondria dead, and it's sucking up all the toxins that were preventing your mitochondria from working properly. So, because that's like, it's like cancer. Why does your mitochondria stop working? Because in many cases there's too many toxins present, and green tea is like specialized, especially like that particular kind of green tea, because I researched what has the most catechins and polyphenols that extract this stuff and like how to get those. It's the organic gunpowder green tea. Yeah, organic though, like organic gunpowder green tea. Like, I don't want any pesticides or shit. Like, I want USDA certified organic. That's USDA certified organic gunpowder green tea, because they roll it up in little balls, and it makes it so that the catechins and polyphenols don't degrade. The only other tea I've found to be remotely this effective is this green tea I got from when my family visited China when I was 15. And it was like, I was already a tea connoisseur at the time, and this was like the highest quality green tea I've ever seen anywhere in my entire life. And we bought like $1,000 worth of it, and it lasted us a few years. And I haven't been able to get that high quality of green tea again. So I just take the organic gunpowder, which is cheap. It's like $15 a pound, and a pound will last you like a month or more. So it's cheaper than coffee. And I drink so much, but I need to drink like as much as I can. Like, I'm just not even drinking enough while I'm doing this. I still have to finish that pot today. I finished that pot and what's in the cups. I've done 2 of those, and that's what I think I need to do. And it takes me time to even do this, which is why I'm like making these videos, because I'm like, I'm just gonna document myself getting myself able to like function, because it's actually quite clever, and I've realized there's an audience for it now. So I also just love to talk, so it gives the impression that I'm functioning at a higher level than I am. Chronic fatigue, I was downing down beef liver like a maniac trying to fight it, so green tea helps for the energy for real. Yeah, beef liver really does help because of the mitochondrial boost. Like, it has all, like, liver, heart, and brain have the most mitochondria of any tissues in the body. So, per like density. So eating mitochondria does actually help your mitochondria function. That's why I actually I make tea this way too. It has to be this way. I've tried it every other way. And every other type of tea, like I've tried purr, oolong, white tea, green tea, other types of green tea, black tea. It's got to be organic gunpowder green tea steeped in that thing for 30 minutes, 1 scoop. Like, that's the way it has to be, because otherwise it's just too bitter with all the tannins and stuff. But you need those. You got to work up to it. So, like, if you can't consume it like that, then you just have to work up to it. And that's kind of like the most I can consume in a day is 2 of those. And I make myself consume 2 of those, because when I go to other teas, I don't get the same effect. Like, it does a little bit, but it's not the same thing. So I make eggs also help. I don't know if you eat them. I used to down egg yolks, and I think I could make my body adapt to doing that again. I just don't, because every time I try to reintroduce egg yolks, it makes my sleep disrupted again. And I think that that's because the egg yolks contain sulfur, which is another detoxing compound. I think my metabolism just needs to be higher, because I only introduced raw egg yolks way later into carnivore last time, and those actually sustained me for a long time, I think, because of the sulfur aiding detox. But I was consuming like 8 a day, and I just, like, I don't know, like, I moved out. I was trying to support myself. I was like, oh, I'm gonna see if I really need. Do I really need to do all this anyway? I've been sleeping consistently for 2 years now. Like, do I really need to keep doing this? I even drink alcohol sometimes. It doesn't mess me up. I'm 21. I'm gonna have to spend the entire rest of my life doing this. What if proteins build up in my cells over time because my cell like, and that's why I'm looking into these deeper mechanisms because I ran into the same issue the first time I did keto, which is just like I was basically like just doing low carb. Like I was doing like really low carb and eating way too much protein, not nearly enough salt. And it just destroyed me within like 8 months, like 8, 9 months. Like it just kind of like I felt good for like 8, 9 months, and then another 8, 9 months, it just destroyed me. Like I just started getting wrecked. And it's because what I've found is that the inflammation from carbo, like the real benefit of, for me, of the lion diet is that I remove all the inflammation from carbohydrates. Like it's just, I take inflammation to zero. So then my body, because the main thing that creates inflammation in the body is metabolism itself. Metabolism itself is the main driver of inflammation. So if I take inflammation to zero, um, then what happens is I'm just gonna sip on this because it's hot, and hot liquids will increase metabolism too. If you take inflammation to zero, my metabolism can go up because now my body can increase metabolism without going over the inflammatory threshold that I can tolerate, which probably correlates to the amount of T regulatory cells I have. This is like amazing stuff I'm actually getting into. This is really, I'm gonna go back through and we'll rewatch this because like this is stuff I've never even put together before. I'm just kind of putting this together live, but it probably correlates to the amount of T regulatory cells that have been built up. And yeah, probably. I mean, there's probably other things as well, but I mean that would probably be the easiest one to measure. And I don't want to go too off topic, but basically, yeah, so basically by bringing carbs to zero and keeping them at zero for a really long time, I was doing really well. But I think then I ran into, like, if you have too much iron in your cells, it hurts your cell's ability to get rid of nitrogen as well. And it's the same in the opposite direction. So I think I was building up too much iron by the energy drinks that, and my body was still finding equilibriums despite this. But I think the last straw, and then I was having gut issues, and I kept having the gut issues. So I go off carnivore because I went off carnivore one time in the winter, um, right before I met my wife, and I ate a bunch of like onions and stuff and garlic in a salad, and I had like the worst autoimmune reaction I've ever had, like heavy metal redistribution all over my body, all those detox symptoms. Um, so I take 4 supplements for the rest of my life. I don't know, maybe like human blood. I feel like vampires are probably onto something. I'm just really grateful that I have all these other things I don't have to. I mean, I don't. Oh, I don't know. That thought scares me. That's why I'm creating companies based on this. That thought literally scares the fuck out of me. I want to have as much options to deal with this as I possibly can. I just have no like, oh my god, yeah. So I hope that answers your question. I hope that day never comes. I'm working my ass off to make sure that day never does come. Um, because even worst case scenario, if this book is like a real excels well, and then I have the book and then I immediately develop the worst case of insomnia ever again, I feel like I need specialized supplements. At least I could use the sales of the book to go on Shark Tank to pitch them or something, like, so I could create the supplements I would need to survive. Like that's how I'm thinking. That's why I'm here on the live stream. I'm like, this is taking all of my attention. I have no desire to be limited to 2 supplements or 4 supplements or anything. I don't know. That being said, probably, I mean, how do you even classify a supplement? Because I take liver capsules because I have a hard time digesting raw liver, but I feel like raw liver is superior and that's a food, but I eat the raw liver fine when I'm fasting. So it's like I don't really I feel like to say if I only take 4 supplements, that would be disingenuous because even like is caffeine a supplement? Because I take caffeine in the form of caffeine pills, but I also take caffeine in the form of green tea, which is a food, unless you don't consider it a food. If I'd say 4 foods, organic, grass-fed, regenerative, Wagyu, ribeye, organic, grass-fed, regenerative beef liver, um, just kind of like organic, grass-fed, regenerative Wagyu cow, like the entire thing, and green tea, but like the highest quality green tea possibly available. And then 2 other things. I got 2 other things on top of that. Salt. And then some amalgamation of all of my vitamins wrapped up into like a B vitamin. Maybe a B vitamin. Maybe vitamin D. Maybe just vitamin D3. Fish eggs. So raw, like organic, regenerative farm salmon eggs. The entire cow. Highest quality green tea available and salt. That's if I can only eat 4 things, that's what it would be. Then I guess spring water. If I get spring water. That's all I would consume. But I'd eat mostly just the fat of the cow, like the fattiest bits, because fat is like that was the problem I've ran into twice now on Carnivore is just not enough fat. Because I resorted to drinking suet after I had that autoimmune episode. I would just drink rendered suet because I was like, well, there's no way I'm going to be able to tolerate other foods and I want to fast and I can't keep on eating beef liver, raw salmon eggs, like salmon caviar. Oh, beef. Oh, you're saying for you? Beef liver, vitamin D, fish oil, and green tea. Um, yeah, I mean, basically, that kind of covers. I think that's. I went to fish eggs though. Like I can't do the fish oil. I just went and I get it from Frankie's, like organic meats or something. It's like Frankie's meats. It's like $20 for 4 ounces. I go through like maybe a jar a week. I feel like it makes a lot of a difference. I can't process omegas from anything else I've tried, like Carlson's. All the rest of the stuff either has soybean oil in it in some form, D-alpha trisopherol acetate, vitamin E, or it's rancid by the time it gets to me. I get them shipped to me frozen, and that's really helped. That plus paracetam that's been recrystallized would probably just solve all my problems. If I just went back to what I was doing when I first went on paracetam, and made that video series, the paracetam and lion diet series, and just ate the salmon eggs because I think it's vitamin D metabolism is one of the major links is vitamin D metabolism. So I gotta pee again, but I'll be back, and I will answer that question in the group first. But hey, T-Mac though, are you in the Lion Diet Uncensored group that I made? Just question for you, because the only dude I've talked to is not slept for longer than me consecutively, and get in there. I want to see what you think. You also say you understand the God engine, so I want to see. That's kind of like part of the whole project. Where is this group chat? And yeah, 8 consecutive months without sleep, and then 4 hours out of nowhere. Yeah, 8 consecutive months is way longer than me. I've only gone like maybe 40 days at most without sleep, which uh, I feel like I don't know how yeah, I don't know. I don't know. How do you feel? Like, how do you feel? I mean, like, I feel like I still have barely recovered from those months of not sleeping. And that was like, first one was 10 years ago, and then the second one was 8 years ago. I feel like I've just barely recovered my brain function to the point where it was at around that time. What's your brain function like? And the group is I will come join my own live stream from a different YouTube account. I have another YouTube account that I use to I'm gonna turn the volume down. Turn the volume down. But I have another YouTube account that I use to watch YouTube on because I don't know, like I don't want people knowing everything I'm subscribed to per se because then it's like now that I'm subscribing to something, I'm kind of like yeah, and that's good. I mean, that's good that you feel like you're still recovering because I mean, trajectory, long term trajectory, as long as you feel like you're not getting worse, like that's like, are you doing the lion diet? Like, are you doing beef, salt, and water? Like, how did you not die during those 8 months or like after those 8 months? What did you do during those 8 months? Because I just straight up personally, like, I just started fasting. Like, and this is why I'm glad you came on here, man, because like, this is talking to you that first time was honestly one of the things that motivated me to keep doing this. So, hope you can stay on and chat for a little bit, but let me see if I could even, if you'd want to, I'd bring you on so that you can also like talk. Part of me believes it made me stronger a couple days without sleep. I'm like, I think it does. I mean, if you can make it that long without sleeping, without blowing your brains out, I think that that's like, I don't know. I feel like I could do all the Navy SEAL stuff. Like, I mean, you just don't quit. Like, it's kind of the same thing. It's like, just don't blow your brains out. You just keep existing. Like, it's just unbearable, but like you just don't stop because if you don't like I would just tell myself if I kill myself it never ends. And knowing that I can get through that and still be like me on the other side, I'm like I don't know. I mean it still terrifies the crap out of me. Um do. So I'm gonna post the audio to get to your live stream. Lots of questions to ask. Oh, I wish I could be there to ask. Boo, 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 boo. So this is the question I said I was going to answer on the live stream. This person can't get on here to ask, but I just said I was going to do it, so I'm going to do it. So, what do you test for at what stage of a carnivore diet and in general? So, this is sort of wait, one second. I just got to take some notes first of all. Vitamin D3 plus liver capsules, 2 bottles of long steeped gunpowder green tea, recrystallized piracetam, salt, snake juice, lots of spring water, daily walking, Vyvanse, not Adderall, daily meditating, vitamin stack tyrosine, magnesium, glycinate, sleep, minerals, occasional high dose zinc, occasional fasting, push-ups throughout the day, plus body weight practice, lots of sleep, 1 day per cycle, laying in bed to rest. New plan, October 17th, 2025. So that's my current plan that I'm working on. Getting to that point where I have all those resources created for myself. Keto is the only thing that helps. Yeah, I feel. How do I survive? I guess your body adjusts without sleep, and then I guess when you come to the ultimate conclusion, like, I don't care if I get sleep mentally, your body is like, I'll sleep now. I don't think so. I've done research into this, and since 2018, they've done studies on fatal insomnia where they document exactly what I and now you have experienced and recorded here. And it progresses to the point where everyone dies via respiratory failure caused by brain damage. Look this up, but the symptoms are very similar to Morvan syndrome, anti-NMDA receptor, and encephalopathy, which are the two other forms of documented insomnia that have been known to produce total insomnia. So I am, and then given how iron accumulates and how iron is one of the causes of these things, potentially your cells are much healthier than mine, and it's just simply taking you longer to reach. I don't know. I mean, you're remarkably durable if you've made it 8 months. I mean, I'm just telling you, like, I did some research recently to see if there's ever been anyone who's documented to have not slept for a month straight consecutively, total insomnia, true total insomnia for a month, and then survive long after. And they've never actually documented someone who's survived long after that. And they certainly haven't for 8 months, at least to my knowledge. So I think we're both pretty durable, but I would definitely, I mean, I think it's really, for me, I really want to fix this and keep this. I need to sleep as much as possible. I can't deal with, I mean, I can't deal with this. I mean, I feel like if I can't sleep and I can't think, then I can't solve the problem, and it's just going to inevitably kill me. How old are you? I'm 26. And employment helps a lot too, being sick, man. I lost all hearing. My left hearing, vision was blurry. Yeah. Yeah, your body just starts dying. I mean, it's really, employment helps a lot too. Being out of comfort zone puts your body to sleep. That is true. Like metabolism, things like novelty boost metabolism, having a routine boost metabolism. That's why I keep, so I've been productive the last 2 years while I've been barely sleeping, because I just, like, what else am I gonna do? And it's like, but in order to stay productive and heal myself at this point, I just need to um do daily live streams while I write this book about this stuff. Because, like, well, at least I can write it right now. Like, at least I feel like I have the physical capability to write this thing. So if I'm ever completely fucked again in my life and I can't think, if you think NSDR helps, like, not slowly die, though? Oh, wait, I was going to comment the group link in the thing. But what is NSDR? Boom. So there's the the group. I think I just put that in there. So I think that I don't know. I mean, I think that for me, because like this might not fully kill me until I'm like 40 or 50 or something. But I mean, even then, it's like it's a pretty brutal way to go out. And I mean, I guess like you have to tell yourself certain things while you're going through it. Because otherwise you just won't make it. Like you just won't be able to get yourself to keep doing it. But I think it's a problem that needs to be solved. I don't think it's something that can or should be accepted. I think that people kind of accepting it is what I have never slept because I just closed my eyes, completely aware I'm awake. Yeah. Non-sleep deep rest. Yeah. Yeah, no, it does help. Like non-sleep deep rest does help. Like that was yeah, that's a lot of my life as well, is getting non-sleep deep rest. I feel like I only occasionally got better sleep than that. Well, no, I would kind of go into dozing. Like I would be unaware of whether I was awake or asleep, but kind of like a lot of the time. Um so I don't know. I'm gonna sit here and drink this tea though and chat with you until an idea comes to me. Or chat about the question in the group, I guess. The question in the group, which I think I just posted the link to in the chat, but it's not showing up for whatever reason. Why is that not showing up in the chat? I just posted it from here. It looks like. Hmm. Oh, it might not let me post links. That's annoying. I wonder if I can go edit the description of the live video from my other phone. No, I can't. So, hmm. Let me see if I share a post. Boom, 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 boom. Edit. I'm gonna edit a post and then put the group at the bottom of the post. Actually, no. I'll just make a post on my YouTube channel about the group so you can just see that. Hmm. Okay, so I just made a post on my YouTube channel. So if you go to the post section of my YouTube channel, you will see. Let me confirm that. Posts. Yep, 31 seconds ago. And then copy link. You saying the insomnia should have killed us? I think that I mean, based off of what's been documented about people not sleeping for a month or 8 consecutive months, yes. Like, pretty much everyone who goes through that dies. Like, everyone. Like, they haven't documented anyone ever going through that and not dying soon after. So, yeah. Gives me, but I mean, I've been alive for like, it's been 10 years since the first month. So, or almost 10. So I'm optimistic that they don't quite understand what's going on. Um, but yeah, so let me see if I can go back. Yes, I'm not allowed to throw up links in my own chat, which is kind of crazy. But I put the post up on my YouTube channel. So I actually just got another person joining. That might have been you. I don't know. Was that you? So, bum 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 bum. Hmm. Yeah, it might be the most agonizing way to die. I'm very dramatic, but I've compared it in my own mind to crucifixion. Crucifixion kills you through eventual respiratory failure. So does insomnia. Yeah, heart attack could happen due to mitochondrial dysfunction in the heart. It's oh, but basically the question though I was going to answer originally in the group. I don't know if you've joined the group yet, but it's in the group, so I'm just going to answer the question because I said I was going to answer the question. Then the person from the group can go read the question, the answer, or see me answer the question later. So, what stage do you test? What do you test for? What stage of the carnivore diet in general? So basically, this comes back to the whole basic thing I was talking about earlier, which is like all I really do is I try to increase metabolism. And this is how I try to increase metabolism. Like, I try to increase movement. So, increase contrast. And I've traced this contrast down to the cellular level and like NAD plus, NADH balance and redox issues resulted from imbalances of NADH, NAD plus, and reasons why excess amounts of inflammation or various things could compel me to spend years in deep ketosis, fasting, and consuming nothing but beef, salt, and water to heal this redox issue, or at least heal the mitochondria to the point where it can have high enough metabolism to heal this redox issue and the resultant negative effects of this redox problem. So there's really four things a human being made in the image of God needs to live. movement and action, like a vision, a deep vision to move towards that makes one happy. Food and chemicals, both from outside and produced within, and quiet and rest. That is what the human being requires. And we need the more of those things we have, the deeper sleep we get, the better we can move with healthy metabolism and act on our dreams, the clearer and more compelling our dreams are to us, and the purer and more precise our food and chemicals that our body produces and consumes and exists within meets our own needs, the the faster we will spin. I mean, it shows spinning, but like we'll have high metabolism. We'll have very high metabolism, and you should always look at the area of most problem first. Like for me, on this right now, my biggest issue is quiet and rest and food and chemicals. I believe that I've got a lot of heavy metals built up in my body and I have trouble sleeping. I don't really have trouble moving and I don't have trouble having a vision towards the future. I have trouble with things related to my body calming down and internal chemical processes that create difficulty with my body calming down. So I focus on those. I drink green tea to remove those chemicals from my body. There's various ways to know which issue it is. Like I had chronic diarrhea for ages. So that's clearly something wrong with the chemicals in my body as my body's trying to get that out. I also couldn't sleep. So it's clearly something wrong with my rest function in my body. So even if I'm trying to rest, I can't, and the chemicals in my body are off. But I mean, I've always been able to move. And versus someone may develop issues because let's say you get injured and then you can't move, that would then become your major impediment. You would have to develop your ability to move. Or let's say you were perfectly healthy, but you had no dream for the future. And so you would always get sick or turn to drugs or like it's like let's say everything else was healthy but you couldn't articulate a good dream for the future. I would say that is the biggest problem. If all of them are lacking, then all of them should be worked on, but that's basically if you're eating and metabolizing food and chemicals appropriately, you're resting, you're moving with healthy metabolism, and you have a coherent dream for the future that includes all the things that support that and it makes you happy, then the more you do that and the more you don't disrupt that, that will grow over time itself. And then you will become a beacon of stability and production for the world. And that's sort of like what fuels the world is people doing that is, and that's even what we do as a healthy society. We rest, we move, we create, we consume, we produce, we dream. And the more we do all of those things in healthy ways, the more we enable ourselves to continue doing those things. And it's just sort of like this divine pattern, but like at different levels of analysis, you run into different sorts of problems. So you have to build the whole thing at the same time. Like you can't separate how you engage in a lifelong athletic plan, in my mind, from how you cure chronic disease. It's the same thing. And this is where athletes run into problems is their metabolism and activity and vision keeps them healthy for a very long time, and then they stop playing, competing at their sport. They fall apart because that was what held them together, despite still being able to sleep, still having proper food and chemicals. They're no longer moving like they used to, and they don't have a vision like they used to, and that disrupts it. So I don't know. I'll probably make it another section in the book, but I gotta pee again, and I'm hitting the hour and a half mark, and I've got some other stuff that I would love to do today to ensure that I have a happy, wonderful rest of my weekend tomorrow and everything. So until tomorrow, because I'm going to do this every day. I'll probably do this later in the day tomorrow, like around like 6 or so. I'll probably have my wife put the kids to sleep while I do a live stream because I probably, if all things go well, I'll be busy tomorrow morning. Busy going around Boston, talking to people, interviewing them, and handing out cards. And I'll probably post about that because that'd be interesting. I want to interview people about health and kind of just create more and more interesting content. Like, this is just what I'm doing right now, so I'm going to create content based on it. And then, like I said at the beginning of the video, I think that people will eventually watch my channel for business advice, because this is really the essence of business in my mind, is solving your own problem and making that available to the rest of the world, and building the world's understanding and building a life around solving of that problem and the making of that available to other people. Like, extending that from me to my family and my family to the world, and like showing people how I did it. And I think it's really cool. So, but I got to pee again, and this is a great place to end. Thank you everyone who watched. And one guy is still on, T-Mac, if that's you. Keep coming, man. And walk daily too. Walk daily. Drink green tea and then go for a walk. Just do that every day. If you like the green tea, drink the tea and then go for a walk barefoot. Just like 15, 30 minutes. Do that every day for 2 months. Slow mitochondrial optimization.